What is up, everyone? Welcome to the top captain picks for Double Gameweek 22. This is the football chatbox, and my name is Ryan. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're trying to get to 100 subscribers. That's the first goal, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into the video. We got Ronaldo and Kane on the thumbnail, but let's look at the other options as well. And let's get started. First up, the top 5 game week 22 according to the ticker. These are the top 5 teams according to game week 22 for the ticker. The data has been supplied from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. So huge shout out to them as well. If you want to follow me on Twitter and ask any questions, my handle is right there below, right there. So make sure to hit the follow button on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. You can ask me any questions. So Watford have the best fixtures according to the ticker, followed by Burnley, Leicester, United, and Spurs. However, I don't really think they will be the most captained. Like, probably from Watford, you're looking at Josh King or Dennis, but I don't really think they will be the most captained, even though they have the best fixtures. But we'll look into that a bit more. Let's start with probably my number one recommended team, and that would be Manchester United. So I think Ronaldo is probably the standout captaincy. This is the top. I've taken the top 10 players from United so that you can kind of get an understanding of where they rank in terms of if you wanted to captain a different United player. Now, obviously, they're playing Aston Villa and Brentford. They played Aston Villa in the Cup. Didn't look really great. Ronaldo obviously wasn't there. Even though he has a flag right now, Ralph Ragnick said that he's potentially just a precautionary. That's why they didn't want to risk him. So I still expect him to play. Both games are away games, which I think kind of helps United's case, mainly because of the fact that they've been playing pretty badly recently. Maybe not playing at home where the fans could put pressure on could potentially help in one way or the other. We don't know. Last season they had a really good away form. This season, however, it's been a ups like I don't know. The entire United team hasn't looked great. So Ronaldo probably still going to be the most favorite captaincy option for this game week. I wouldn't really look into captaining anyone else from United. As you can see, the expected goal involvements, Cavani is second, but I wouldn't think he'll start both games. After that, it's just pretty bad. In terms of touches in the penalty area, Ronaldo has 27 and 11 shots inside the box, which is pretty good. 3.14. All of this data you see is the last 6 game weeks. So keep that in mind. Any data you see here, I've taken from the last 6 game weeks. So 3.14 over the last 6 game weeks, not too bad. It's very similar to what we'll see for the other players as well. So that's kind of what we're expecting. 1 goal, he's had 5 big chances in the last 6 game weeks, 3 chances created, 2 goals scored, 1 assist, 4 starts over the last 6. Now, 4 starts also, the reason it's 4 starts is because I think United missed a few games as well over the last 6 game weeks. That's why it's only 4 starts there. Now, let's look into, so United, Ronaldo favorite. Let's look into my second team that I'll suggest, which would be Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Kane, as you can see, is in here. 3.41. He's second on this list. Heung-min Son. I've just added Son here to show you the difference. Like, if Son was fit, Son would be my ideal captain. Now, we know that Son is not going to be available. He is going to be missing until at least the international break, according to Antonio Conte. So, I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make in terms of Spurs' possible, like how their attack will be impacted with Son not being there. As you can see, in terms of touches in the penalty area, Kane has had about 30. Ronaldo had 27. So we're dealing with similar numbers, similar XGI, similar shots inside the box. Price range also very similar. Ideally, I would have liked Son, but it's not meant to be. Now, in terms of their opponents, right? They're playing Arsenal and Leicester. Now, Arsenal, I don't think are going to be an easy team to play. They are defensively pretty good. Attacking wise, also they are pretty decent. Tottenham, however, are second for expected goals. over the last six matches. Sorry, not last six game weeks for that specific one. They're second over the last six matches. Arsenal, however, is pretty strong defensively. However, their opponents in the second game, Leicester, are in the top five worst defenses for the last six matches. Now, the one caveat to this is Leicester right now, they are injury hit, AFCON, everything. They're missing players quite a lot. Brendan Rodgers looks like if he can get the chance to like cancel a game, he will cancel a game, postpone a game. Already you've seen the Everton game being impacted because of that. So keep in mind if you're going to captain someone from Spurs, that the Leicester fixture, being the second fixture as well, can be a bit tricky because we don't know. It just takes a few COVID cases or injuries to Leicester, and then you'll most likely see a game being cancelled. And we've seen that already in Game Week 21. So keep that in mind when you're doing for Game Week 22. If you're going to captain like a Harry Kane, just keep that in mind because it could happen. He could get a game chalked off. That very well could happen. Keep it also in mind for players you might bring in for Spurs or Leicester. It's a possibility. But Kane, I think, is still one of a really good captaincy option. If both games do happen, I do have a feeling that Spurs might just like Kane might just edge Ronaldo in terms of points as well. I could very well see that, but it's Spurs. I don't really trust Spurs in terms of the attack without Son as well. So yeah, I don't know. I've had Kane before. It wasn't really a great experience having him. He didn't do really anything. So I don't know. For me, I'm preferring Ronaldo. I have Ronaldo in my team as well. That's why I'm going to captain him. But Spurs as an option could be good. Now, Watford, they were top in terms of the ticker. For fixtures, they will be playing, as I showed you guys before, Newcastle and Burnley. So they are indeed top. But here, for me, out of the two, Dennis, probably the more on-form player. But for me, I think Josh King is worth the punt. If you wanted to captain one of either, if you're not captain Ronaldo, not captain Harry Kane, if you wanted to take a punt, if you had either Dennis or Josh King, either way, it's fine. But as you can see, their numbers are significantly lower compared to the others. Keep that in mind. Obviously, they've played less games as well over the last 6 game weeks. But Josh King, I've selected mainly because of the fact that he's got penalties. And over the 2 games, you could potentially see penalties happening. Maybe one at least. So that's why I've edged Josh King over Dennis. But it's up to you who you want to go with. But this is like an outside punt if you wanted to captain someone. Touches in the penalty area though, Dennis has been playing more centrally. That's why he has higher touches in the penalty area. 16 compared to Josh King's 8 touches in the penalty area. Shots inside the box, however, both very similar. And chances created and big chances that they've had are almost very similar as well. It's just the XGI. Josh King is a bit more higher because of the penalty as well. Penalty possibilities. Now, next team. Now, this team, like I said, Leicester. I initially took Leicester's top 10 players, and then Vardy was at the bottom of that 10, and Iheanacho was on the top. And both of them are not available, so I had to remove both of them from that list, and this is the list you see. Now, Maddison is the on-form, streaky, right now player that if you wanted to get a player in, could be an option. Maddison, I think, is your opportunity, like to bring in someone. Tielemans is on penalties as well, just like Josh King. Could be someone you would want to bring in if you wanted to captain as well. Now, Leicester and Watford captaincy is a bit more, keep in mind, it's more punty. I prefer Kane or Ronaldo, but I feel like these guys could also potentially outscore them. Anything can happen in a double game week. Anyone can outscore anyone as well. Leicester, however, in terms of fixtures, Burnley is a good fixture for Leicester. Tottenham, maybe not so. That might be a bit more harder. And also, like I said before, Leicester, if any injuries happen, COVID, any situation, game could get cancelled against Tottenham. So keep that in mind. That is a possibility. The one kind of like saving grace is the games compared to Game Week 21, the games in this game week, double game week, are much more shorter in terms of time space. So the chances of the game getting cancelled is much more less because there isn't like that 1 week gap between games. So there's a less chance of it getting cancelled, but it could happen. If you were to pick someone, I think Madison or Tielemans are really good options. Tielemans has penalties. Someone more on the extreme punt type, I would keep an eye out for the press conference in terms of Lukman or Partisan Dhaka. Both of them could be opportunities with Iheanacho and Jamie Vardy both looking like Iheanacho gone for AFCON, Jamie Vardy injured. Dhaka, if he gets a chance to play striker, could be an option. Right now he's flagged, but again, wait for press conference details to try and find out what happens with regards to that. If you wanted to bring in someone that is. But in terms of captaincy, either Madison or Tielemans. Madison on form right now, but Tielemans has set pieces. Set pieces. Both of them share set pieces, but Tielemans has penalties. So maybe Tielemans potentially edges it because of the fact that he has penalties. But apart from that, those are the two. Again, back to my main candidates: Ronaldo from United and Harry Kane from Spurs. Those are the two I think are going to be mainly captain. I think Lucas Moura is also probably a good shout in here because he's at 2.17 XGI, which is probably the third highest in this list of players available. So he could also be a really good option. Once again, keep in mind the fixtures. That's the top 5 in terms of the ticker. Even though Spurs and United are at the bottom of that top 5, I think they have really good options. Burnley are second on this list, but okay, Burnley are playing a Leicester team that are pretty bad defensively and same as Watford. Watford and Leicester both can't defend, but they're good going forward. Burnley, on the other hand, seem like they'll potentially lose their talisman in Chris Wood. He's potentially going to Newcastle, so that move could very well happen. By the time they play, Burnley could not have a recognized striker. So that could impact Burnley's attack, which is why I haven't really added any Burnley players. Their best player in Cornet is on AFCON duty, so that's why we are not covering anyone from Burnley. But they do have good fixtures. If Chris Wood doesn't leave, he could be a good option, but he's most likely looking like he's going to leave. So that's why I didn't add any Burnley players. Anyways, that's basically the video, the top captaincy video. If you've watched until this point, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. We're trying to get 100 subs. Tomorrow is a very special video. We're doing a live stream for the podcast. It'll be video number 100 on this channel. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to get reminded when we go live. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to you all. Have a good game week. Green arrows for everyone. And I'll see you all later.
Walking alone.